If airplanes had parachute systems, then all the people who have died in plane crashes throughout history could have been saved. Right? So why don't companies provide parachutes? In fact, if an air hostess is a bit heavy, the airline doesn't even hire her because of the weight. So then how can you expect these companies to provide 250 parachutes for 250 seats? Because the more weight the plane has, the lower its mileage will be. For airline companies, every single kilogram matters so that the plane can travel the maximum distance on the minimum amount of fuel. That's why, if you take even a little extra luggage on the plane, they'll ask you to pay extra because in the long term, the profit calculations are significant. The lighter the airplane, the more profit they make. That was one reason, but the second reason is even more interesting. Even if the airline gives you a parachute, it wouldn't really make much of a difference. Imagine you're on a plane that's about to crash, and there are 10 parachutes in front of you. Would you really survive? The chances are very slim. Jumping out of a moving airplane with a parachute is like jumping out of a bullet train that's running at 600 kilometers per hour. And even if you manage to jump, as soon as you get out, the airplane's engine could suck you in and your body would be shredded. What can I even say? And even if the engine doesn't suck you in, as soon as you exit, you'll crash hard into the plane's body because the speed is extremely high. And besides, not everyone knows how to open a parachute. A lot of experiments have been conducted regarding such panic situations, what people would do when a crash is happening. What is the mental state in such situations? It has been revealed that during moments of panic and anxiety, even trained individuals' minds go blank, unsure of what to do. So how could an ordinary person possibly manage to open a parachute? That's why fundamentally and basically, the focus should be on making planes stronger, not on parachute-based solutions. And the most important thing you should know is that it's not 92 or 93%, but actually 99% of plane accidents do you know when they happen. Not when the plane is flying normally in the air, because up there's no real danger. The real risk comes during takeoff and landing. The short period is, statistically speaking, the most dangerous time for a plane. Once a plane has taken off and reached 35,000 feet, people think, oh, it's flying so high, now it's more dangerous. But actually, the danger is less. Up there are buildings, no birds. When the plane is cruising smoothly on autopilot, there's no problem of strikes. So does that mean having parachutes is pointless? Actually, instead of giving a parachute to every single seat, there should be a parachute system for the entire plane. The Cirrus SR-22 is the only plane that has a full parachute system for the entire aircraft. In an emergency, the entire plane gets suspended from the parachute, and this has actually saved many lives in real life. But the plan I just described is for a small private jet model which is generally used for individuals or small groups. In reality, a large full-size plane like a Boeing 747 or even bigger aircraft requires a very large and strong parachute to handle it safely, especially during emergency landings or other serious situations. The size of such a parachute would be almost as big as half a cricket stadium. The requirements, complexity, and engineering demands of such a massive parachute are extremely high.